My name's Teresa Farisher and I'm 38 years old. I've been married to my husband Eric for 17 years. I'm a mother of two. I have Emily, who's 9 years old, and I have Ryan, who's 5 years old. I've been a nurse for 16 years in an emergency department, and I live in Searcy, Arkansas. I've ran for years, just not a long distance runner, but 2 or 3 miles. I do 5Ks throughout the years, and have always enjoyed working out and staying healthy. March of 2005, I had just celebrated my 30th birthday, and on May 31st, I had come home from work, had a run that afternoon, a 2-mile run, and had went into the bathroom to change clothes and had just kind of touched my chest a little bit and felt that on the left side of my chest as opposed to the right, a rib was raised. And at that time didn't really think a whole lot about it, but I went ahead and just noticed it was a little bit odd. I've always called that my God moment. That was God telling me something was wrong. Pretty much he thought I had a angiosarcoma, a cancer. I would have about 5 years to live, but he wanted to send me to where he thought was the best, which was Dr. Frazier, Texas Heart Institute. And we left that day and we went home, and I'll never forget, we went and picked up my little girl from my mom, and we went to the park and took our camcorder, and I can remember my husband wanted to video me for a little bit, just us playing together. And in my mind I can remember saying, you know, I'm going to die in a few years and he wants some last video of us in the park playing. Dr. Frazier let us know that we still had a very hard road ahead of us. Even though it wasn't cancer, it was in a very bad spot. But the surgery went great. The tumor come off fairly easy. And I was admitted, of course, in a critical care area that evening. And later that night I had a heart attack from the stress of the tumor and everything that had happened. And for the next 11 days after that, I was in and out of the operating room, and I had the LVAD, the left ventricular assist device, was used to allow my heart to rest. I ended up during that time being put on the list for a heart transplant because they just were not certain that my heart was going to make it. After 11 days, my heart had regained strength, and there actually was a heart that became available while I was on the transplant list, and I was able to keep mine, and someone else was able to receive that one, which was a blessing for both people. A few weeks later, I very easily started into my exercise routine again, and just short walks. I was so weak, but built myself back up. By that October, I was able to run a 5K, and I ran it in 36 minutes. I was very proud of that. Today, our family is very active. My husband and I spent a week in Colorado. My daughter and I have ran 4 or 5 5K runs together. My son, who's 5, he and my daughter and I did a 1-mile run with his school. And if you're not a runner, you can walk. Walking is great exercise, swimming, biking, but to stay active, and the more active you are, the less likely you are to go through a period of depression. Taking medicines sometimes will make you not feel great, but you get used to them. Your body adapts to them. You have down days, but you just pick it up and get going and have a better day the next day. You know, before that time, I had symptoms that I, even as a registered nurse, didn't pay attention to. I had jaw pain. Jaw pain is a classic symptom of cardiac disease in women, but I was 30 and I was active and I didn't have cardiac disease. The other thing that I, looking back, put 2 and 2 together was I had shoulder pain, which again is very common. Usually whenever you feel something different in your body, when you have pains, if they don't quickly go away, it's your body telling you that something's wrong. Don't ignore it. As women, we tend to want to take care of other people. We want to take care of our kids, our husbands, our jobs, and We focus on that more than we do ourselves, but we sometimes forget that as women, we're such an important part of our families and we hold so much together that we have to focus on ourselves. Yeah, I had so many amazing physicians and nurses taking care of me. Some at my bedside almost every time I woke up. My family and friends were here and very supportive of me. My husband never left my bedside.